Okay, here we go. Anabolic Academy. It is Monday night already. Weeks keep on going faster and faster. But you can get Anabolic Academy in one place and one place only, and that is Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. Right there, I'm wearing the merch, Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. Now, what is Anabolic Academy? If you're just tuning in, what it is you send me questions, I answer them about bodybuilding, fitness, or whatever you'd like to ask me. Where can you reach me? Instagram, Serious and Silliness. Facebook, John Livia. TikTok, John Livia. Email me, John_Livia at Yahoo, or my other email, Uncle John 1201 at Gmail. Now, I have an announcement. Before we begin with the questions for Anabolic Academy, I have a great sponsor, and it is starting today. So let's just go to the website. The website is www.eqno. That's EQNO. Let me show you guys what it actually is. Here we go. It is a spot where you can get peptides. It is FDA approved and it is third party tested. It says it right here. FDA required facility, third party tested. You get free shipping. So, right now, what they have is the three most popular peptides for weight loss. Everybody wants to lose weight. So, semaglutide, retatrutide, and tirzepatide. These are the three most popular. So, if you don't know what semaglutide is, it usually is under the name Ozempic or Wegovy. And then tirzepatide is Mounjaro or Zepbound. But the retatrutide is, I believe, the strongest of the three. So what you would do is you would order it. You get free shipping, as it says right here. Okay. And you get each one is $129. But if you use my discount code, which is my first name, JOHN, you get an additional 10% off, which means every bottle comes to $116. He even sells the bacteriostatic water that you need. He's sold out right now, but you can get that pretty much any place. I think even Amazon sells it. The bacteriostatic water that you need to add to this, and then you refrigerate it, and you basically can do it yourself and you begin to lose weight. Now, how do you lose weight? The majority of these peptides cut your appetite. They literally just cut your appetite, which stops you from eating. It gives you the effect of feeling full. So you just don't want to eat. And this is basically for people who, have a hard time with willpower or so on and so forth, or really need to lose weight. These happen to be great products. And I will definitely be promoting this as much as possible. It is www.eqno.com. My discount code is JOHN, 10% off. And he will be actually adding more things to this website as time goes on. But right now, these three weight loss products are the three most popular. And I dare you to find a place that is the cheapest, that is cheaper than this, because this seems to be really, really reasonable. These things are very expensive. And if you go to a clinic to get this, a lot of times they're out of it because it's so popular. You can get it right here, delivered to your house. It's very, very easy. And if you want to keep things secretive because you don't want people to know, it comes right to your house. You keep it refrigerated. You do it yourself. And then you can just tell everybody, yeah, I've been working out, stopped eating, and then I lost all this weight and I look fabulous now. But we all know you were using semaglutide from EQNO.com and you saved yourself 10% with my discount code, JOHN. So go do yourself a favor, order some, start losing some weight, and stop being a fat person. Anyway, now we get into the questions of Anabolic Academy. So we have 4 questions. three of which is from Fran is the man, because guess what? Fran is the motherfucking man, son. Anyway, his first question is an interesting one. His first question was, what was your worst side effect from a supplement or anabolics? Well, I never really got any side effects from supplements. Like nothing from creatine, nothing from protein, nothing from pre-workout. The worst side effect I ever got from using anabolics was Pepe didn't work. Pepe. Because when I first started it, when I was about 21 or 22, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So, and I remember this happened. I wasn't using a lot, but we all know that at 21, 22 years old, your testosterone level is already through the roof. So I was using anywhere from 250 milligrams to 500 milligrams a week, which is not a lot. Now, today, at my age, that's perfect. But at 21, when your testosterone level is already that high, you have two choices. You either use more or you use even less. Because when you're in that middle, 250, 500, you gamble on your body actually stopping producing testosterone. And that's what happened to me. And your body is working on this little bit of testosterone. Now, this happened to me a second time. Okay. I actually went, I remember Dave Palumbo was giving a seminar, and I went there with a couple of friends and I asked him what the problem was. And he told me exactly what I just told you. So I said, well, how much is enough? He said 750 milligrams a week, we're talking. So ever since then, I would use 750 milligrams until recently when I got older. Now I can do between 250 and 500 because my natural test levels are low. So I don't have to worry about it shutting down. I don't have, because it's a little bit different chemistry now that I'm older, right? Okay. Then same thing happened, but what happened was I just stopped using anabolics cold turkey. I remember I don't remember how old I was, but I was using Sustanon, Deca, and D-balls. And I did my 8-week cycle and I just stopped using it. Done. Didn't use any PCT. Didn't use HCG, didn't use Clomid. And after about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, when it was all out of my system, about 3 weeks or so, same thing. Pepe didn't work because I crashed and I was lethargic. I was tired, and it took me a couple of weeks to bounce back. And I never realized what the problem was. And that was the problem. That's why one of the major reasons why you need to go on PCT after you do your cycle. So depending on you. Now, some people, this might not happen to. Some people's test levels are maybe not that sensitive, where they might, shut down if they feel it's coming from an outside source. Some might. Some, if you're younger, sometimes you come off and it bounces right back. Sometimes it doesn't. So you have to really figure out what is right for you and how you are going to go through it. And how do you do that? All right, you can go get blood work. You go get blood work and you see what the deal is, right? What I did was I just basically, rolled the dice. And I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. But I didn't know. At that time, I really was, unfamiliar with how this all worked and so on and so forth, which so many young guys are. So that was the worst, because that was pretty embarrassing when that happened, when I was with this young lady and Pepe wasn't performing. And that is not fun. All right. And that was, I think Viagra had just come out. It was like 98 or 99 or something like that. I was like, God damn, I never had to use that shit before. Anyway, all right. Second question from Fran is, duh, man. Has starting a YouTube channel and podcast become profitable? This year, it has become profitable. You know that expression, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success? Yeah. Nobody sees, I've been doing this for about 4 years now, beginning with my other channel, right? This channel has only been about a year and a half. Nobody sees the work you put in. Nobody sees the money you put out either. So it's like you're kind of investing into yourself. The equipment costs money. This stupid microphone is expensive. The lighting is expensive. You have to pay for programs that you need. You have to pay to put it on certain platforms. Like I have to pay to put it on Apple iTunes. I have to pay to put it on Spotify. I have to pay people to edit. Sometimes people want to get paid that want to be interviewed, especially on my other channel, not so much the bodybuilding channel, but my other channel. Certain people only come off for an interview if they get paid. This year, 2024, is the first year I'm not working in the red. I'm actually making money. I'm in the black. I'm making a profit, finally. But it, you know, when people say, oh, it only takes one video, no, that's just not true. It's not true. I've been doing it for 4 years. I don't have one video that just makes me an overnight success. It doesn't work that way. You're just chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. All right. You guys gotta remember that podcasts and YouTube channels they're basically, it's flooded. So if you want to enter this world and make it successful, you need patience. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. It gets frustrating at times, right? Because some views are you expect better than others. Some are surprising and it becomes better than others. And yes, it can be frustrating at times, right? But you have to stick to it. If you really love it, you really want to do it, you have to keep going. You have to be persistent. I know so many people, well, I've heard of so many people, I know so many people that do 2 videos, 3 videos, and they just give up. And that's it. They're done. Right. And that's just it's not gonna work that way. Okay. That's just crap. This is my baby and I have to work at it and I'm constantly making adjustments and I'm constantly trying to push it and I'm constantly trying to find sponsors and I'm constantly trying to find great content. This is not what people think where it's just one video and you make all kinds of money. No, okay. I'm not making a lot of money. All right. I am making a good living. Combined this and my regular job, I'm good. Okay. But I would not be able to live the life I live if I was just had this going. Maybe in the future I'd be able to, right? But with the combination of my career and my YouTube channel, yes, okay, we're doing fine. We're doing pretty good. So that's basically the sad truth. It takes 10 years to become an overnight success. All right, it is what it is, man. All right, next question from Fran is the man. How young is it how young is it okay for a guy to start his first cycle? Oof. All right. I automatically want to go 21. I think high school is way too young. I think college, because you're 18 to 21. By 21, you pretty much, you know, hormones are in balance and, you should be working out regularly. So I would say 21. But here's the thing. I don't care if you're 18, 21, 41, 51. Anabolics is not a quick fix. I don't recommend you joining a gym, never worked out, and then you decide you're going to do a cycle. Okay. Because that never works. All right. It doesn't work. This is what I recommend: work out, go to the gym, get yourself into a routine, try to make as many gains as natural as possible, get your diet as good as possible, get your routine down as good as possible. And then if you decide that you want to do a cycle, do your research. Okay. There's so much information online about this stuff. Do your research and then put it together. Talk to the guys in the gym, the guys that know what they're talking about, not the idiots, okay? Not the dummies. The guys that compete. You could ask me questions. You could just email me or send me a question on Instagram, like I said, and I can answer them for you. Now, this is mostly for people that are kind of have a head on their shoulders. Okay, I know when you're young, you don't have patience, and you just want to jump on and blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. But you have to remember, fitness and bodybuilding and working out is not something that you just do and then you stop. It is a lifestyle. Okay, so you really have to decide how you want it to go. Do you want it to become a hobby? and you just want to stay natural and maybe take some, supplements and just stay in shape, which is fine? Or do you want to go balls to the wall and put together this crazy cycle? Either way, you need to do your due diligence. All right. That is my recommendation for anybody who wants to jump on anabolic steroids. Okay. And this whole thing is which is the safest one, blah, 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 blah. Look, you're going to be taking a chance, not as big of a chance as you think you're going to be taking, but it's just like anything else. You might have a reaction to it that certain people might not have. You might have a not so much of a reaction. You might break out easily. You might get high blood pressure. If you use things like Tren, you might have trouble sleeping. You might get night sweats. If you use orals, you might lose your appetite. And you have to figure out which one reacts better to another, right? I've talked about this before. Anytime I've used EQ, I've never got a good reaction. Never. I have friends that love EQ, love EQ. They love it, and I just never got a good reaction from it. So I don't use it. I prefer Decker over EQ, right? Now at my age now, I really don't use. I use testosterone or growth hormone. That's basically what I use now. Okay, there's no reason for me to use orals and Tren and Masteron, EQ and Decker and so on. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I do throw in Decker in the wintertime sometimes because my joints hurt or so on and so forth. I did this past winter, but for the most part, I use 500 milligrams of testosterone. I use 4 units of growth hormone, and I'm done. But when I was younger and I was really into working out and I was really into competing, yes, I would try all these things. And EQ was never one that I got great results from. Another one I never got great results from was Anadrol. I know people that absolutely love Anadrol. I got better results from D-bol or Turinabol. I don't know. It's just everybody's a little bit different, right? You could do the research, uh, but sometimes the research might not apply to you wholeheartedly, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. That's it. That's my answer to that question, Fran. All right. Last question. This question was emailed to me by my friend, a guy I grew up with, Joe Bonomo. Was great, great guy, great architect, great husband, great father. He's starting to get back into the gym again. And he wants to know, do I prefer deadlifts or rack pulls? Now, in his situation, getting back into shape, I would say deadlifts. Okay. If you are looking to build your back specifically, then I would say rack pulls. I always preferred rack pulls, especially later on. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. I would deadlift, but I wasn't much of a great deadlifter. I've noticed there was a lot of, it puts a lot of emphasis on the legs, your glutes, your hamstrings, where rack pulls kind of cuts off the legs and enables you to utilize your back 100% on the movement. So anytime I really wanted to try and get my back bigger, it would be a rack pull. Okay. That's basically the difference. Now, deadlifts are gonna, get you stronger and more powerful, and probably if you want to get in shape, you're better off deadlifting because it's an overall body movement. But like I said, if you're concentrating on building a bigger back, rack pulls, rack pulls, rack pulls. That is my opinion. Sometimes, and I still do this today, if I don't want to rack pull, which I don't really rack pull as much as I used to because I'm an old man, but I will use dumbbells to deadlift because for some reason it doesn't put the strain on my lower back as a regular deadlift. And I kind of start off with the dumbbells in front of my legs and I'm able to pull back further with the dumbbells because I could pull the dumbbells to my sides and I could really feel it in my back. And the next day, I could really feel the soreness from doing the uh, the deadlift with the dumbbells. But between deadlifts and rack pulls, I always preferred rack pulls. And that is my answer. And that ends this week's Anabolic Academy. Now, remember, Serious and Cylinders Bodybuilding. Like, share, subscribe. And please go to eqno.com. Get your semaglutide. Get your weight loss peptides and get in shape. All right. And remember, use the discount code JOHN, 10% off. You're not going to get a better price than on EQNO for those items. All right. Later. Peace.